Alright, greetings once again, fellow traders. This is Michael Storm, also known as Robin Hood, and today I'd like to talk with you about a couple of things. Basically, three charts that are standing out to me right now. The Great British Pound, and the manipulation that went on today, not only on the pound dollar, but also on the pound yen, though space and time will not permit me to go over all that happened. But there was quite a bit of flip-flopping if you were paying attention to the news today. You heard quite a bit of waffling around with positive news, negative news, positive news. It was pretty wild, and that's made for a very interesting trading day on all pound crosses, and pretty much the entire day just seemed to me, to be about that. Though I did trade a lot of other pairs, my focus was pretty heavily on the pound, and I'd like to go over that with you today and see if we could garner some things out of it. The other thing, too, will be oil. As you probably know, oil's had one of its most catastrophic runs to the south that we've pretty much ever seen. Very rare. Only happens like this every couple of years, and this was a real staggering ordeal. Great danger, by the way, lies in shorting the bottom, so don't get all jacked up, in my humble opinion. The next thing after that would be the AUD New Zealand, and even though you may not trade it, you might want to pay attention to that part that we get to. That'll be the third chart we'll look at today, because it has significant ramifications for pretty much all of your trades going forward. So starting off looking at the pound, I've got a monthly chart up, if you notice. That's the first chart. And me and my trade room today, we were looking at the pound. Actually, we looked at the monthly, and we noticed this incredible bottom. Actually, I don't need the fib. It is a fib retracement, but we don't need to put that in there. And you can see the stochastics are completely buried. The pound dollar has come down to some incredible support. I mean, this is a amazing bottom that happened monthly. We have a huge run up, and we've just been in a downtrend now for literally, I think it's about 8 or 9 months. We had a double top right here. We have like an 8 or 9 month retracement, and we're at some level of support, which does kind of look okay. All right, so then actually let's go to the weekly, because as always we want to take a look at our monthly first, then we want to look at our weekly, see what's going on. The weekly's in a bit of a channel here, and you can see a bottom that was made, and we had a good move up, and then we've made a retracement. We found some support here, and I like it, and I'm pretty much long-minded upon the pound, but I have to, of course, find my buys at very particular times. Now, daily, if we zoom in a little bit, all right, so daily we had a huge run, and we were up against the top of a channel. We fell for a bunch of days. We actually got pretty short up here, covered. Well, before this bar actually happened, I covered most of it. And by the time we got here, we were into support. This was very decent support. We were all looking long. But yes, not yesterday. Well, actually, I'm sorry. The clock just rolled over. Okay, so let me get my facts straight. Today is Wednesday, but this is currently at 8 something in the evening, so this is a reset. All right, so this is actually the candle that I'm talking about that represented today. Okay, this is the candle that represented yesterday for me. Okay, so yesterday when we rocked up like mad, me and my trade room basically became short-minded because we were at a fib retracement, and we saw this very nice set of moving averages all grouped together. And when I say the fibs, by the way, I do want to go ahead and draw it in for you so that you will see it. Somebody asked me a question today. I just got around to my YouTube videos and actually answering a couple of questions. I'm so sorry that I'm so remiss to answer questions, but I'm pretty busy. I'm pretty busy trading, so I don't have a lot of time for that. But I will when I can. Somebody was asking today about fibs. Where do you draw them from? Mostly from the top right to the bottom. Okay, and I like to use the daily charts for that myself. So we see the 618 fib level being hit, and we see all of these moving averages being hit. And it just led me to think, short. And as you can see, this big shadow here, this wick, it did actually go short for quite a while. Even today, this candle here certainly did. There was a tremendous amount of wild and whippy movement, which brings us over to the 4-hour chart, and you can see that clearly displayed. This is just incredible. This 4-hour chart represents, some highs up here where we were looking short, and again, even up here, we were all short. And this crash was huge. It was like 100 and something pips, very, very rapidly. It was amazing. Let me go ahead and blow up the 1 hour so that we can get to the point. Now, in our room, we don't just look at any one single particular pair. We will judge their strengths and weaknesses by what we see going on in other correlated pairs as well. I mean, we're keeping our finger on the pulse of the market. That's what a good trader does. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody. I know there's a lot of people out there that are trading off of an iPhone or, maybe an Android or some other application like that. Maybe you're trading off of just a single, laptop computer, or maybe you have one extra peripheral screen. I don't mean to offend you, but in all honesty, you really are sincerely trading very, very blind because you're continually trying to click and hunt around. You can't see the market very well at all. By the time you click one pair and you go to the next or 5 pairs later, you kind of forgot what you were looking at on another pair, and it just doesn't work very well at all. So when I say a real trader, don't get offended. I just mean a very dedicated, a very sincere trader who has got, some capital that he's put to use buying quality tools. Now, some of you guys might follow me on Twitter. You might know I had a lightning strike a few months back, and it actually burnt out one of my greatest trading computers ever. I had paid quite a bit for it. It was like $5,000 just for the computer, and but nonetheless, it got completely fried, and it was unsalvageable. It was unsavable, and the lady even told me, it's 3-year-old technology. It's all gone. She said, it's nothing now. There's nothing there. I can't save anything for you, and it was really sad. So I had to build a new one, so I've got an upgrade here, and it's a significant upgrade too. The only thing I kept was the case. That was it. Salvaged the case and saved $50. That's about it. But this one here is blazing fast, and it's running my traditional normal 8-monitor array. When I built the Treehouse office, I really did want to go with a 12-monitor system, but I quickly realized after I measured everything out and I built the desk, it just wasn't going to fit, and I only have so many eyeballs, and the reality is I don't think I can go to 12 monitors. I think it would absolutely tax me out, screw me up, and that would be the end. So I think 8 is probably it, okay? But you don't have to have 8. I mean, you could go 4. You could go 4 monitors that are, say, 29.5-inch or larger, wide screens. That'll basically act as a 8-monitor array of about 21 or 22-inch screens in real estate size, okay? So you can get a 4-head card, you could get a 6-head card, depending on the various, arrangements. You just need to have some real estate space. Is my key point, what I'm trying to say here. Sorry, I don't mean to run off on tangents, but it's so important. You just wouldn't believe how important it is, and you really will be trading blind, or half blind, or 3/4 blind. So when I'm watching 8 monitors, I'm watching 40 pairs, I'm gauging their strengths and weaknesses and correlations. I'll see stuff just really well because I got it all set up just right. Is the whole point. So we saw this, on the pound, on the 1-hour charts. We, oh, I lost my clock. Well, it's well after, let me go ahead and open it up. It is well after the hour for me. You can see it's 8:23 right now. We look at this clock. We have it set up where it'll go off with an alarm. Okay, this is ClockX, by the way. If you don't have it, clockx.com, I think. And you can just download this traditional version here. You can set alarms to go off every 15 minutes or every hour. And what I do is I look and I pay attention to the clock. I was telling my whole trade room today, you know, we all run our lives by a clock, don't we? I mean, you were indoctrinated into it as a kid when you were in school. The bell rang and you had to move, you know. The bell rang again, you had to be somewhere. You had 4 or 5 minutes to get there. If you were late, you were in trouble. They carry it over into workspace. You know, people have to, you know, go on break. You got 15 minutes, you got a half an hour. Don't be late from lunch. I mean, you know, the trader's no different. He pays attention to the clock too. And every hour, the close of the candle is extremely important to us. How is that hourly candle close? So when we see stuff like this, we see a channel and we know how high we are, all we can do is think short, and we drop into the lower time frames, find our entries, and wait until we get retracements. We see retracements into the middle point and stall action on a 5-minute chart. Please notice that we are currently on a 1 hour. Okay, but you see stalls on a 5-minute chart, you know, and it looks like it's going to bounce and go up. Well, what do? I mean, you take your trade off the table. So you wait again. You know, you get short. You know, over here you're long. Over here you're short. Over here you're long. I mean, all day long, this chart just bounced around like mad. What I'm going to do is go ahead and move it to a 15-minute, and you can see this 15-minute chart is wild. Okay, it is wild. And this was all based on the news. You know, like the clash, should I stay or should I go? It's just, are we going to, is the Brexit going to die? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? A hard Brexit? Oh, Brexit is almost finished. The documents are almost done. Et cetera, and so on. And, you know, it was crazy. So I have to admit that, you know, we both went long and shorted, and went long and shorted, and went long again, and it was an all-day event, not just for the pound, but for every other currency that we traded. It was equally, you know, the pound yen. I mean, we started off this morning, the very first 2 trades that we took. We made, I think it was like 65 or 66 pips, and it all happened in like 15 minutes. It was amazing. It was a good way to start the day. So what I would highly recommend, number one, is to not get too overly concerned with the issues that you hear that are going on. If it doesn't take place in November, you know, so what, really? So it'll happen in December. Big deal. A month is not, you know, a make or break situation. Okay. Where we are right now is we got some pretty decent monthly support. Okay, we have really good looking weekly moves. We have wide range bars. You know, the daily was in a green candle. Okay, there's going to be support on the way back down. You can see it, you know, once again on the hourly. We had actually noticed, and I had even put this line in first thing in this morning. We were talking about it and saying, you know, that any pullback to this line, we want to be buying it, and so we did. And you can see that this is a 15-minute chart now, but the hourly support that, I'll do it right here, hourly support held really good. Okay, and it was a worthy long. I don't want to get scared or shaken out of something, you know, just because everybody else, you know, is panicking. You know, you follow the herd, you follow the crowd, you're just going to go where they're going. And I posted a video on that. Not that I did. Somebody else did this video. It was very good. I posted that on Twitter just yesterday, I think it was. And it was about following the follower and how lame that is, to follow the follower. Okay, everybody out there is trying to follow somebody else, you know, and you just got to think outside the box, really, and do the right thing at the right time. So my point is, if you were on let's say you were on a 5-minute chart, you know, you probably got your butt beat because you're thinking, oh my God, it's in a downtrend. Let me jump on the downtrend. You jumped on it and then it, you know, ripped against you higher. Oh, it's in an uptrend. I guess I better go long. Boom, it splatted again, you know, and just whoever tried to trade the trend on this today probably got really hurt. You know, what trend are you talking about? There's so many different trends all inside of a trend today, you know, so be careful. The other thing I'd like to say is to also, whenever there's fear, if you just reduce your position size, it really is going to make a massive difference. I'm not kidding. If you slice things up into bullets, you're going to feel a whole lot more comfortable. You know, you're seeing something fall. You decide to go long. Let's say you buy a little piece, you know, and you get a price improvement. It falls even more against you, and you buy a second piece. Well, you're not even into it for your full position if you sliced your bullet up into 10 pieces. I mean, if you sliced your core into 10 slices and you've only taken 2 or 3, it doesn't feel so bad because, you know, you're hunting for the price improvement. You're hunting for a place to get in more. Like, for instance, this 5-minute buy right here. You know, what if you bought that? Okay, let's just say you did. What if you bought that all in, everything, and then you had to endure this? How do you feel? You're hurting. You're underwater by 25 pips. It's killing you. You know? Let's think about it. You know, but if you put a little piece on over here, and you just and you realized, oh, I didn't catch the bottom. Oh well. And then you wait for it to put in another 5-minute buy, and you said, well, that sure looks better. You got a second piece. You feel a whole lot better on the way up. Okay. Anyway, let's move along. I will now go to oil. Let's take a look at oil. All right. So looking at oil right now on a monthly chart, this is actually where me and my entire room was looking short. We got short. I did not call this target, by the way. Yeah, you know, I mean, I'd really love to say that I called it short for that target, but that would be lying. It's not true. I had no idea that it was going this far. No way. When I called it short, we picked a very mild target, and honestly, it only went, I think it was about 4 points or something, and it took many days to get there. But looking at the monthly right now, what do you see? You see 2 massive bars down. You see an incredible support level right here at a psychological number, which is about $55 or so. Okay, you see the 618 fib getting hit, and what have you done? You've come back into the river, the moving averages. All right, and so if we draw another fib from this entire swing low to this swing high over here, we don't really have any fib confluence area. Okay, there's no fib confluence until you get down here, which is really far away. There's no way that I would want to be long and hold that far against me. That would be absolutely insane. But I'm just saying, you know, notice the spot, notice that number. That is a fib confluence of the 2 areas. So if you look at the weekly chart, all right, what do you see? You see 6.5 weeks straight down, and the move is gigantic. It's absolutely a slaughterhouse. This fell from roughly 77 to a little bit underneath, you know, 55. Guys, that's huge. That's 22 points. I mean, you don't see this in oil almost ever. Okay, it's like a never type of a thing. Weekly stochastics are completely buried. All right, the daily chart, you can see that we've hit the fib. It tried to do a daily piercing bar, but it couldn't manage to close at the top. No. So it did, you know, horrendously pull back. But I still think that we're in the death throes here, and that really it would be extremely foolish at this point, you know, to short it. In my opinion, it would be crazy to short it. Okay, because you've already run 22 pips, then you're going to involve yourself in the greater fool theory. Hold on 1 minute. I have to close the trade. Pardon me, I'm actually still, you know, still making money. Take that one off too. Okay, so oil is just doing, you know, an incredible death throw. It's fear, it's panic, it's capitulation, and you got to think about the other side. You know, I mean, really, let's just think about it for a minute. When the oil prices fall this bad, nobody's making any money. Okay, they get upset. The frackers get hurt. The Saudis get hurt. The whole cartel. Why do they call it an oil cartel? It is a cartel. They're all getting hurt. You think they want the oil price down here? No, they don't. Well, they did, because they probably sold a bunch of options, came up with an evil, dastardly plan, and have made a fortune on this fall. Okay, they probably have done that. I will agree. But, you know, you're talking a lot of millions of barrels a day at these prices. And have you seen what Canadian oil is trading at? Oh my gosh, the discount is insane. I mean, Canadian oil is so stinking cheap. It's cheaper than anything. I mean, it's cheaper than Venezuela. It's cheaper than Ecuador. It's ridiculously cheap. All right, so nobody's going to make any money here. You know, the cartel has a goal. It's called sell oil. Sell many millions and billions of gallons a day. Let's pump our funds up and let's get a lot of money out of it. And they're not going to want the price to be 22 points lower. So, I'm sorry. You know, the whole world may be saying, you know, oil's got to go down, this and that and the other. Trump might be, you know, tweeting about it and stuff, but this just isn't going to last, okay? Nothing lasts. Nothing lasts forever. And that's the truth. So I like oil long. Let's see, what's the next chart that I wanted to show you? Now, by the way, this could take a significant amount of time for this to get up, so if you're a swing trader, you kind of got to buy and hold. You're going to have to suffer quite a bit of, you know, wiggles and jiggles and ups and downs. But if you're an intraday trader or a scalper, you know, you can drop into your lower time frames, okay, and you can be hunting these lower time frames for quality 15-minute buys whenever you can find them. You take them, and then, you know, when you're getting up high and you're reaching resistance and you start to see 15-minute sells, you know, you just get out. So the pressure's still on. Okay, the pressure is very much still on. I can only pick out a few really good buy signals in this entire 15-minute chart here. Okay, so the next one that I'd like to talk about today with you is the AUD New Zealand. Now, we'll go here first. The monthly, you can see that AUD New Zealand is in a triangle. All right, it's a triangle formation. You have a series of lower highs. I mean, there's a high, there's a lower high. Okay, there's a lower high, there's a lower high, there's a lower high. Just keeps going. You've got lower highs everywhere. And then you've got higher lows everywhere. So AUD New Zealand has this triangle-ish look formation here. And when you drop into the lower time frames, you can see that it is in a slow, gradual, uptrending channel on the weekly. Now, occasionally, it will go really far down and do weekly buys that have multiple weeks of follow-through. Here's a weekly buy, many weeks of follow-through. This whole area here was ridiculous. That it stayed here for a month and a half is amazing. But look at the follow-through to the upside. Okay, so AUD New Zealand has its moments, and you know, here's another one. Right there's, I mean, look at the weekly buy. How do you not see it? That is a huge weekly buy signal with a gigantic amount of retracement that just kept going. You know, pullbacks to support are to be bought, right? They're to be bought, and then higher. So we got an incredible move down right now. Stochastics are buried. We're up against this channel, and we're up against this trend line possibly. It's making a higher low. Go to the daily chart. You can see right here I've got the fib in place. Told my entire trade room first thing this morning. Actually, we started, well, when the live room started, it was just over 12 hours ago. And at that time, I had drawn this out and told everybody, it is a long. It is a long. Do not short it. And we had very good reason for it. It's based, number one, on the 786 fib that we touched. And number two, right there. Can you see it? 1, 2, Let me get rid of this so you can see it. Oh, still can't see it. That's great. Okay, but it is there. That's number 2, and this is number 3. This is an area where stop losses would be put in the market. You blew through 3 critical wicks, stopping everybody out before you go back. And that is one thing that the market makers love to do. They love it. That's the name of the game. So this morning, we saw the 4-hour, and I even told my roommates, I said, guys, this thing looks like it's double bottoming. It looks like a 4-hour buy. I mean, it's just a long, get long, wait. Get long and wait. And all of a sudden, kaboom, the news came out, and here we are. So it's a great trade on the long side, but not right now. You can't just go ahead and buy tops. That doesn't work that way. So you'd have to wait right now, and any pullback into a support level like this would be acceptable. I mean, I would not mind that. So if you like it long, take a look at your 15-minute chart and see if you agree with me. Remember, this is no solicitation. I have no position right now. I don't have anything to sell you. I'm not trying to sway you. I'm just saying how I think. I can't tell you what to trade. I can't tell you how to trade. I can just simply tell you how I trade. And if you like it, that's great. Maybe it'll help you somewhat. That's wonderful. So, pardon me, I have to book another trade. I'm sorry, but I do see money and I have to take it when I have it. So, okay, where were we? The 1-hour chart, right? You can see the support level, and the 15-minute chart, you should be able to see the support level now. You see the moving average crossover over, and you see the uptrend on the moving averages, the 40 simple, the 20 simple and the 40 simple. The 100 period is all down here. The 200 is down here. This is the definition of an uptrend, right? We are above the moving averages. So any pullback that would come back to here, this is basically a buy point. And if you see the signals, right? If you're looking on your, let me shrink it up. If you're looking on your 5-minute chart or 15-minute chart and you see pullbacks into this trend and you see some really nice 5-minute buy signal like this one or any of these over here, I would think it's worthy of a small long position, a starter position. And if it pulls back farther, and goes against you 10 pips or 15, don't have a heart attack. Don't panic. There's no need for that. No need for getting all worked up over anything. You can always find another place to buy another little bit, okay, and cost average your way into it. So anyway, I hope that this was a help today. In my humble opinion, the pound is a long, but you have to wait for really hard crashes. Okay, I want it to go down, but you just said that you like it long. Yes, I do like it long, but how am I supposed to buy it? Unless it falls. It's got to fall first. Okay, I like the pound when it falls. I like the pound when everybody else gets their butt kicked. I like the pound when people are screaming in pain and agony, and I see them throwing up in capitulation and fear, and then I see a buy signal. That's when I like it. I like to buy it, and then I like to mix with patience. And hold on, wait for some positive news to come out, which it will. I mean, the Brexit stuff is the same thing of the Euro contagion fears, like, 7, 8, 9 years ago, whatever it is. It was a long time ago, the Euro contagion fears, okay? Brexit is basically the new contagion thing. And it's not going to last because this is going to all go away eventually, okay? And then we have to find a new fear and a new panic and a new, something else to beat with a stick. I don't know. But right now, this is the whipping boy is the pound. So I like it long. When it pulls back hard, and you can find a 5-minute buy signal or a 15-minute or a 1-hour buy signal, whatever time frame you like, find those signals, take it long, mix with some patience, take it up. Oil, same thing, kind of liking it long. Don't really want to short these bottoms, not after a 22-point run down. And the next one is AUD New Zealand. I really like it long based on everything I just showed you. So whenever you're trading, don't forget to pay attention to your monthly charts first. always, then your weekly, then your daily, then, scroll down, okay? Now, I hope this video was a help to you. If you liked it, I don't know, give me a thumbs up or something. And if you want to comment on it, feel free. I do try and answer comments, and if you will be kind about it and not give me any kind of a troll-like comment, I will answer you if you're just decent, normal, decent, normal people. Okay, that's who I'm trying to make the videos for, not for anybody that's a royal jerk. I'm just trying to make it for decent, normal people that are looking for some trade suggestions, some trade ideas. I'm trying to be a help. Right? I hope I'm a help to you in some way. All right, so if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and also feel free to subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do post videos from time to time. I know I haven't for a really long time, but there will be a lot more coming, believe me. I've got plenty of room on this computer, tons of room, so I will do more. All right, and guys, also, what the heck, since I'm at it, if you do not have a real solid handle on trading and you could use some pointers, you could use some help, you want the eyeballs of master trader to help you through your day, I'm very willing to help you. We do have a trade room going. It's $100 a month. I can just tell you that you'll easily make that back and a whole lot more. And what you'll actually learn in perspective is worth its weight in gold. No kidding. I don't mean to puff myself up. The Bible does say, "Let another man praise thee, and not thine own lips." And I know that verse, and I've tried really hard in my life to not pump myself up in any way, shape, or form. To let another man praise me and not mine own lips. I've really tried with that. But the reality is that today, most people, they think that everybody's a furu. They just naturally think that anybody that's running a trade room or selling any kind of educational service is just a scammer and a liar and just trying to make money, just wants to get $100 a head off of subs, and what the heck, since I got a little bit of time left, I think, what do I have, 32 minutes here? Yeah, I got more time. Let me cover that issue right now while I hit that subject. I didn't plan on going here, but I opened my mouth and said it, so I might as well cover that subject. I don't need the money, all right? I really don't. But I can't do it for free. It's that simple. Running a business, it costs money. The news guy costs me $185 a month. Making videos costs money. It's time, it's energy, it's, if it's not costing me money, it's costing me something. It's time and energy. And training, you think training 60 people in a live room is, easy? It's not easy. I've got the care and the feeding of 60 people under my my belt here. It's every day. It's with me. I know these people need to make money. They need to learn. They got families to feed. That weighs heavy on a person. All right, knowing that your calls need to be as accurate as they can possibly be. Teaching people, answering questions. Dealing with a trade room from 6 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the evening. Do you have any idea how long that is? That's 10 hours a day. It's work. It's work for me. Okay, so I think I'm worth it. I really think it's worth it. To ask somebody to compensate me a lousy $100 for what value that I can give you. I mean, it's out of this world, man. I'm telling you, I've got 18 years of knowledge, experience, and just I know what I'm doing. I don't know how else to say it, guys. I am a master trader. I am probably one of the best Forex traders around. I'm one of the longest lasting, and I'm really perceptive, and I'm really good. Now, that being said, I'd like to quantify that, though, with saying that, hey, nobody's a trading god. Okay, if you're looking for a trading god, you can forget it, because I'm not. All right, I am wrong, even though I'm right an awful lot. Okay, I'm still wrong an awful lot too. Okay, it happens. It absolutely happens that I am wrong. And sometimes it's temporary, and sometimes it's painful. You see this Dixie right here? We were all looking at this as a short the other day. You see these general moves on the 1 hour chart. You see these general moves on the 15-minute chart. For the most part, I got this right. There's a few points where, it wasn't exact. Like this morning, we put this in. This was a daily low. This was the day's low, okay? And this was the day before it low. And I told everybody, I said, guys, when we were up here, we saw the 15-minute sell. I said, we need to be short dollar because we're most likely going to go down here and rock through this bottom and rock through this bottom, and it's just going to splat, okay? And that is exactly what I said. Now, the price came down and hit it and went like this, and when we bounced and we were over here, I told everybody, wait until we get up here, okay? And guess what? I was wrong, okay? I was wrong. It went right back down again. And I was like, oh boy, that's the way I felt. And then after this, then I was like, okay, now we need to be short again. And we did, we did. And so it came down, and, but look, a lot of times people will have a general idea, a general trade plan, a general direction of what they might see the market potentially going to go in. And sometimes that just turns out to be wrong because bar by bar analysis, it's a fluid thing. Market internals change, the bars change. You might be looking at a 15-minute buy or a sell in some particular pair, and a half hour goes by and it wipes it away, and you say, uh-oh, I was wrong. And I get that happen to me all the time. I really do. So if you're looking for a trading god who is 100% accurate, I'll just tell you right there, you better throw that idea right out the window because it just doesn't happen. I don't know anybody in this world that can be 100% accurate all the time. And they're probably lying if they tell you. If they tell you that, they're probably lying. Okay, the truth is each one of us makes mistakes, but there's this quote from Mark Douglas that I really like a lot, and he said it in his book, Trading in the Zone. He said, we know nothing for sure, and we don't have to in order to make money. I love that quote. I absolutely love that quote. Hold on a minute, I got to book a trade. Bam, that was nice. For it right back out again. So I don't know anything for sure. I just know a lot of things. I'm very good, but I'm not a trading god, and nobody knows anything for sure, and we don't really have to. We just have to have a decent plan with what to do when we're wrong, okay? And anyway, so be that as it may, if you ever feel like giving me a month, I tell you what, I can probably teach you so much, it'll change your life. No joke. And I mean that. I absolutely mean it. All right, so anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And once again, have a wonderful trading week, what's left of it. Please be patient. Please be disciplined. Please be focused. Don't lose your focus, okay? And if you're going to take a pair in any big way and you think you have some really high confidence trades setting up, don't forget, check your correlations, okay? Make sure your other pairs are in agreement with it, right? There's a lot of pairs out there that correlate. You want to make sure you get it right, okay? All right, so have a great week, and I'll see if I can make another video hopefully in a couple of days. God bless.